Green glass is from like a whiskey bottle from the American Civil War. You see how wavy it is. Isn't that cool? Another little piece of the story, man. They were sitting around that fire, probably getting a little drunk. I would have been. All right, so we have a brand new permission today. Unfortunately, it's like the latter half of the day. I was actually driving down the road and I saw this woods over here and there's some equipment on the other end of it. And I stopped and asked the guys if I could detect it because, you know, obviously it's been logged not too long ago. And they said, sure, because they're going to be planting houses in here probably next year. Well, this year, 2021, yeah, this year, later this year. So anyway, they said I could jump in here. And I've been looking around a little bit, found a shotgun shell, not a whole lot, but right there, I just dug this. Now, for you guys that watch my videos, you'll recognize that as being a piece of melted lead. And I always find, and you will always find, in Civil War camps, you find a lot of melted lead from where they were probably making campfires, things screeching with the bullets and stuff. And that's a really good sign, man. I mean, I've been here for about 20 minutes, haven't found anything except that shotgun shell, which I actually didn't pick up because I didn't touch it, but since I touch it, I'll pick it up, put it in my bag. And we found a piece of lead. So we're gonna slow down in this area. Spooky. It's creaking. Scary stuff. All right, so what do you say? Piece of lead? Bet you find a bullet before it's over. So normally I try to get you guys on the very first signal of the day, but I had no idea if there'd be anything here. So in lieu of that, that's where I found the lead, and I got another signal right here. I'm gonna let you listen to it and show you what I'm using. I'm using the Garrett AT Max today. Got it in the 0 program with discrimination on 0 because I just, you know, I've never been here before, so the targets could be very shallow, and that lead was. And maximum sensitivity. Okay, so I got another signal right here. We'll dig this one together at least. Kind of sounds a lot like that little piece of melted lead I found. I think it's going to be right there. I'm going to set you up. I really don't think it's going to be big enough for a bullet, but it's probably not going to be very deep either, because I don't know if this wood has ever been plowed by the looks of it. Dig down a couple inches and you hit that very uniform soil. I probably just hit whatever it was. All right, let's see what we got enough to move you. I'm looking for a glass and stuff too, but I'm not seeing any of that. No, I missed it. It's like it's a little deeper right there. Right about here. I'm not gonna probably do every hole today, but we'll do a few at least. And if we start to get some good stuff, then yeah, definitely we'll do more, but probably getting the camera again, sorry. I'm probably using a big loop like that. You gotta really be a long ways from it. Yeah, whatever it is, it's fairly small and it's right in here. So it could be a 22 bullet or a piece of lead. It's not gonna be a big bullet though. I had it, there it is. Wow, that actually kind of surprises me. That's a big old chunk of melted lead. That's probably almost enough to make a bullet. The reason it wasn't giving that solid bullet sound though is because it's long and thin. It's not like that little dense mass, but all right, 2 chunks of melted lead. I'm calling this a Civil War camp, 95%, but we have to find something like we can identify is from the Civil War. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a camp though. Awesome. All right, now this one sounds a little more solid. I'm just a few feet from, well, that's where I found that second piece of lead. Right here's a nice solid signal, and I'm gonna say, I'm getting the shovel again. This could absolutely be a bullet-sized target. Let me move the shovel back. Okay, so it was a little bit over this direction. I don't think it's in the leaves. Okay, good. So whatever it is, again, I'm not really used to this loop. That's a different loop for me, but I've only used it a couple times. Right there is where it is. Let's dig it together just for the heck of it. All right, should be right in here. A different loop can, you know, make the signal sound a little bit different. What I'm doing is digging to the outside of where the target is. Okay. Now, if it was a shotgun shell, it's probably going to be already out. If it's still in the hole, it's probably a bullet. All right. There we go. I think that would have gotten it out probably. Got to move you. All right, I think it was actually in the loose stuff on top, you know, very close to the surface. So all bets are off on this one. Ah, shotgun shell. A lot of times the shotgun shells would be shallow Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is that they're very light, so they have a tendency to stay up high in the leaves. And another is, back in the day, you know, guys metal detecting 40 years ago would find shotgun shells, and a lot of times they just pitch them against a tree or just, you know, kick them and leave them. Kind of like I did with the first one that I showed up. But if I touch something, I'll take it out for sure. All right, I'm gonna wait till I find a bullet or a really cool Civil War relic to get out again. Well, once again, I kind of fibbed a little bit. I just turned you on before I found a relic. I've dug several fired bullets. There's a lot of iron in here, and I did dig a few pieces and they're square nails. So I haven't found any bullets, which is really, really odd. You would think that if this was an unhunted camp, this many nails, there should be more bullets. So we might be in a spot that's been hunted before. And just because they moved some leaves around, maybe there's gonna be some relics. But anyway, that's a nice solid signal right there. It's in the 70s, so I think it's not gonna be a shotgun shell. Hopefully it's gonna be a bullet. It could be a rifle casing though. Oh yeah, all right, that's a pretty good signal. And kick that one more time, make sure that's not just lean. Oh, there it is. What is it? See it? All right, that is iron, and it's a ring. So this could be a loop off of a harness of some sort. Now, leather straps would go through here, and you might have the strap here. You might have 3 straps hooked to that, and that could be part of a saddle rig or plow rig or anything like that. But yeah, it's definitely a nice relic, but it's not a belt buckle. Okay, so I've been hunting around for a while, and I'm not hearing many good squeaks, but there's a lot of iron. I switched it over to all metal so I can go deeper, because I think this has been hunted. Nice deep signal here. Wasn't giving me a good squeak, wasn't reading on the meter. Clicked it over to the discriminate. I could hear it, it just sounded like iron though. But I had suspicion it might be a bullet because it had that throatiness to the very quiet signal. Anyway, so I dug it up and there's a bullet here. This was actually down where my blade was. I actually flipped it out of the ground, but. So this is an absolutely 100% American Civil War bullet. That's kind of cool, actually. Let me shrub it off a little bit. I'll show you something. This is what they call the Williams cleaner bullet. 3 rings, but they're actually grooves. A 3-ring bullet is actually 3 grooves. Always grooves and never rings. 3-ring bullet. It's got this zinc washer on the bottom. This little plug. This is a type of Williams cleaner bullet. I think there was like 2 or 4 of these in a package of 40 musket rounds, or, you know, mini ball rounds. Idea being, every so often you would shoot one of these, and that little thing in the middle is a plunger. It would get pushed up by the gunpowder, and that little white thing is a disc, a zinc disc, and the zinc disc would expand a little bit and scrape the rifling as it went out, and kind of clean the bullet, kind of clean the barrel as you were fighting. Now this is the first design, what they call it, Williams Cleaner number 1. Big, long bullet, plunger with a zinc tight base. But there's 2 other kinds, but this is the very first kind that came out in the war. All right, deep signals. And just a few feet away from that Williams Cleaner, I just dug this. This is kind of neat, because this is what they call, what we call a rivet. It's a leather rivet, where you would join 2 pieces of leather together. And if you look, there's still leather on it. That black is leather right there. And the reason that leather survives is because the action of this brass and coppery metal, and this brass and coppery metal makes a little antibacterial sandwich. So that actually doesn't allow the bacteria to grow in there. And of course the bacteria is what makes the leather fall apart. That's pretty cool, isn't it? All right, maybe there's a belt buckle in here. That could be part of a belt rig. Who knows? I just want to give you a quick lesson on why I think this has been metal detected before. Listen to how much iron is. This is an all metal. I have an all metal, so I'm hearing all of the iron. And just listen. Piece there. Actually, that's bouncing around. We're going to dig that one. More iron. More iron there. I don't know about that one. We might dig that too. But anyway, there's lots of iron, and I dug some of it. And guess what? They're all square nails. And I'm probably 50 to 70 yards from where I dug that bullet and melted lead. So there's stuff scattered all through here. So this was a decent camp at one time. I think it's just been hunted in the past, because by now we should have probably dug 30, 40 bullets if this hadn't been hunted. So we're just gonna have to listen for the deep stuff. I mean, the bullet that I dug did not sound good at all, and we're just gonna have to listen for the deep stuff. Glad I brought the big coil today. All right, let's get back at it. I want to dig this signal together, and I'll show you why. Right here, I scuffed the top already. There's a nice big signal. Okay, now I can tell it's deep just because of the way it's not sharp edges on the sound. So it's something fairly big, fairly deep. It, could very well be a horseshoe or something, but what excites me is this is the remains of an old tree trunk, like a pine tree that's rotted away. So at one time, well, you can see part of it, this was going right across that signal. So I'm hoping that 20, 30, 40 years ago, when this was hunted, maybe that tree was laying on top of it. So they didn't hear that signal. Of course, it doesn't sound that great anyway, so maybe they just left it. Let's dig it together though. I'm gonna set you up a little ways away. This is the area where the signal is. These are these pine knots that we were just talking about. I have an old friend, Bruce Barber, that take these pine knots when they're a little bit of shape, and he makes beautiful, I mean absolutely gorgeous carvings out of them. In fact, I have a couple at the house I bought off them many years ago. All right, let's dig that signal. I'm pretty sure it's iron, and I'm pretty sure it's big. Boy, the ground's really soft. Hope it's not already a hole been dug there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the pinpointer out. Can you see? I had to move you a little bit. I think it's right there. I'll get the pinpointer out. See if we can narrow it down. Okay, so I'm starting to hear it. It's actually right in where the stump was. So it's right there, whatever it is. Whoop, it's in my hand. Whatever it is, it's right there. Boy, it sounded a lot bigger, but there it is. That is looks like a kind of a modern pistol cartridge. Boy, I tell you what, I was hearing sounded bigger than that though. That's a modern centerfire pistol cartridge. So what I'm gonna do is check that. Somebody might have thrown a couple things in that stump hole right there years ago. Together, boy, it just sounded like it was a lot deeper than that. A lot bigger and deeper. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's not the main signal. The main signal's over there, just a little bit right in here, right underneath that thing. I'm gonna go ahead and dig it up, and when I get close to it, or actually get it out of the hole, I'll show it to you. Okay, so I got the hole dug pretty deep, and guess what? It's a whole bunch of these little cartridges. Now, they're all the pistol cartridges, so I'm kind of doubtful it was a medley technique dude that picked them all up and threw in the hole, because there should be some shotgun shells too, but maybe someone who had a revolver, and they unloaded the revolver here after they shot all the rounds. There's a couple more of them here. So I think that's 4 so far, and if I had to guess, it's probably 2 more in there for a cylinder of 6. Oh, we're gonna leave them. All right, I'm not even gonna check the hole. Let's put it that way. Well, I did check that hole when I filled it in, and I found 1 more pistol cartridge over there, so that makes 5. Got this little cool item. I know it's not much, but since I'm not really finding much, I wanted to show it to you. This is a modern rifle bullet. That's the end of it. That's a piece of fire. You can see it's kind of whitish on the inside. That's the lead, and then it's got that copper jacket. Sound really good. So, I've dug a couple shotgun shells too that were buried. So if this was hunted, the people didn't dig those signals, which means there could be some good buttons in here too. So I'm still hopeful. We'll hang around here a little bit longer. Not too much longer once we start finding stuff though. Well, this is kind of metal detecting related, but I want to show you something. Now, when I talked to the equipment operators, they said there should be no one back here hunting. They don't allow hunting on this property because it doesn't look like it, but we're surrounded by all kinds of housing developments. Anyway, this is an old deer blind right here. It was used not too long ago. Now we're way past deer season, but it's still a little bit nervous because they shouldn't have been here anyway. You can see where they took stuff and they put it up around here, and they left a bunch of trash. Why do people do that? Oh, there's your cartridge right there. I'm always thinking, oh, we need to be careful because it might be booby trapped. I watch too many war movies. But yeah, so they absolutely shot at something. Nice big old cartridge there. What's that, 270? Little bit of a patina on it, so it's been a while since they were here last. But yeah, they left a nice mess for us, or for the developers. That's why, oh, I don't even want to look in there. I'm afraid to look in there. Well, let's look in there. Hope it's not a booby trap. Just a bag. Yeah, I'm not going to bother picking that up because, well, I didn't put it there and they're going to be houses here soon anyway. I will take those though. Well, naturally, I couldn't leave it, so I went in and picked all the junk up. See a little path here where the poacher came in. There's deer here, so that's where he drug the deer out, right out that path. Remember how I told you just a little bit ago that if you don't dig the shotgun shells, you're not going to dig the buttons, and there's a chance we might find a good button. I think we just found a button. Civil War button, probably. Unless it's a base of a shotgun shell, but I think it's going to be a nice little Civil War button. All right, this is a, what we call an eagle button. And we call it an eagle button because it's got an eagle on it. That looks like it might even have a little bit of shiny on it. So it's actually really good shape. This is an eagle button. It does not have a number in the shield, so that means it's an you know, enlisted men's button. But that's really good shape, huh? They still have a, that's probably a root. Almost looks like it could be cloth actually. That is cloth. I still got a piece of cloth on it. Isn't that wild? Looks red though. Well, you know what? We'll take good care of that and see if that's a cloth or a root, but nah, that's cloth, man. That's pretty awesome right there. Nice little eagle button. I got you out because I had a nice little signal here, but as I was turning the camera on, I can see it. Unfortunately, it's just a shotgun shell. What I'm doing is I'm just going up along the road where it's all been turned over. Yeah, it hasn't been dug before. You can tell by the patina on that. Whew, all right. I just want to show you something real quick since we're here. If you look here in the woods, you see there's like a little hump right here. That's the remains of an old fence line. So some of this wire that we're hearing is fence wire. I noticed they started getting a lot heavier over in this area. But that's, if you ever see that in the woods, that's typically what it is. You can see it'll run right down across through there. That's why, you know, you always should dig some of the iron to see if whether it is square nails or fence wire. Because if I hadn't dug it up there and saw that they were square nails, you know, I might not have hung around. Although I'm not so sure. I'm happy I hung around. Ah, we got a button. That's pretty good. So this is kind of weird. So I had a signal there. It's kind of deep. I went ahead and dug it up. And it's an old, you know, shotgun shell. You can tell it's not been dug before because of that kind of, that type of patina that's on it. And I checked the hole before I went to fill it in. And this was also in it. This is the back to an eagle button. Now, I don't think I broke it, but it hasn't been like that for too many years. Pretty cool. I'll count that as a, should we count it as a button? Or half a button? Yeah, let's just say it's a button, half a button. I know it's going to sound a little bit wimpy, but I'm actually kind of working my way back out because I'm just not, you know, finding a lot of shotgun shells. I think this is a great place. You know, once they clear these trees, there's going to be relics here. And I might come back again later, but I was kind of headed out. I'm almost to where I was finding the melted lead, and I just found another piece of melted lead. So I'm actually probably, we were up in that area. I don't know if you see the road, but just above the road. So it's pretty good spread. Let's go ahead and keep looking around here just a little bit longer. What do you say? What else are we gonna do? Go home and edit? Let's stay outside. You know, I had picked all that stuff up at the deer stand, and I just like shoved it in my digging bag, and I was afraid that, you know, it was like really stuffed full, and I was afraid I was gonna start losing stuff. So I took it out and was putting it in another bag, and I noticed one of these was a little bit heavy, so I shook it out, and looky there, we have a cartridge. Well, look, it's been fired. If you look at the primer, it's got a very weak strike on it. So either this is a that's a 30-06, isn't it? Either this is a bad cartridge, or the gun that the guy was using just does not have a good firing pin. I bet you that would fire if I put it in one of mine. We might try it. Oh well. Yeah, I got to shove everything in a different bag. Yeah, right over there is where I just threw all the stuff in my bag. Nice big signal here, you know, kind of scratch the dirt, and I think that's it right there. I think it's a big chunk of melted lead. Man, look at that bad boy. That is huge. That could be a bunch of bullets melted together. This could be the inside of a belt buckle. I don't know. That's a lot of lead. It's too much lead for one bullet, though. Wow, that was just laying on the surface. Definitely want to hunt around here a little bit more. That's where I found that big chunk, and right beside it is another signal. Let me ground balance it first for you. Whee! Okay. It's another big deep signal. That's probably another piece of lead, but it could be a belt buckle. Who knows? Showing up in the 60s on the meter. It's down a little ways. It's good size. Yeah, right there. All right, let me set you up. I think it's probably down about 6 or 8 inches. At least. God, there's roots in here, huh? Trying to cut them. Got most of them. Didn't get the big one though. Right there. Big root right here. What I'll do is just go around it. Out from the other side. One more. I would guess. It's going to be in there. Hopefully we got it out of the hole. Oh no. Still in the hole. I can't get too close because of the getting the camera, but I think we can probably just get it with this. Yeah, right in here. Come on. Yeah, it's in the loose dirt. What is it? So another piece of lead. Right here, another big old chunk of lead. So soldiers had a fire here, either cooking their food or trying to stay warm. Right in this area. Pretty cool, huh? Maybe the next one will be a big old gold coin. So I dug those 2 chunks of lead just a second ago, and looky, it's a big old chunk of, well, not a big old chunk, but a chunk of glass. Green glass. Is from like a whiskey bottle from the American Civil War. You see how wavy it is. Isn't that cool? Another little piece of the story, man. They were sitting around that fire, probably getting a little drunk. I would have been. So I'm about 50 feet away from where I found the very first piece of lead. And I think I just found a button. The lead was right over in there. And I'm kind of just coming back the roadway. And it's something brassy and small. I'm pretty sure that's going to be like another little eagle button. Did we lose it? Oh no, I think we dropped. No, it's my hand. Oh, it must be like a little tiny cuff button. Yeah, it is. If you look, you can see the shanks coming out. That's where the thread would have gone through. I'm going to guess that's an eagle by the shape of it, and not like a state seal. Yeah, nice little eagle button. All right, man, that's the 2.5 so far. 1 bullet and 2.5 buttons. Man, that's just like one of my other recent hunts where I think I found 2 bullets and 3 buttons. Kind of weird, huh? But, you know, bullets are bigger and better signals, so they go quicker. I just want to get you off of this little signal. I haven't seen what it is yet, but it's something weird going on. Had kind of nice little squeaky over there. Sounded like it was pretty shallow. I figured just a shotgun shell or something, but I'm not sure. It's just a weird signal. I thought we'd look together just in case it's something really cool. Ah, it's in there. Something really cool. Well, it's small. We see it. Oh no. I think it's a piece of lead. That's bark. Maybe it's foil. Is it tin foil? It's in here. And tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. What could it be? Oh, it's melted lead. Yeah, all right. Just kind of a weird sound. It was all over the place, and it would get high and low. But it's just a weird, like, twist. It's either twisted, sister, or melted. I'm not sure. We'll get that cleaned up and take a look at it. Could be camp art, but I suspect it's just melted. So this is kind of an odd little thing here. It is, I don't even know what it's made out of. It looks like a brass probably, but it's got iron in the very base, so I don't know if that's a primer, and this is some type of weird little cartridge. I've never seen one like it though. No idea. Oh, a light bulb. Maybe it's a light bulb. Maybe that's the contact, and the light would have been up there for like an old flashlight, I guess. That's probably what it is. It's probably a light bulb. Never mind. I thought it was some type of cartographer's something, but I think it's a light bulb. Well, guys, I've been out here for, gosh, another hour and a half. Took a few pieces of lead back in that area where the camp was, so I started wandering around. I haven't found squat for like an hour and a half. Until this is how I'm going to end my day. Walking along, and I got a good signal, and I kick the leaves. And lo and behold, that is a broadhead to shoot and kill deer. I heard the shaft is aluminum, so I heard that. I'm just glad I didn't grab that broadhead. I'll dismantle that before I go. I'm not going to put it in my bag though. Didn't find a whole lot. I mean, you saw everything pretty much, but I'll show you what it is, pictures at the end, yada yada. And I'm going to go home. It's been another long day. We'll see you on the next one, I hope.
And keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket,